Mr. President, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to address the Human Rights Council today. As we mark the 80th anniversary of the United Nations, we must reaffirm our commitment to its founding principles, including the UN Charter and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. These instruments oblige us to uphold human rights as the cornerstone of the international order. The promotion and implementation of international human rights mechanisms are essential for dignity, for progress, and realization of humanity's goals and shared values. While challenges to multilateralism exist, we firmly believe that there is no alternative to it. Serbia will continue supporting multilateralism and constructive dialogue within the UN system, particularly the Human Rights Council, stressing the need of avoiding any form of politicization and the use of human rights as a means of pressure on individual states. We also emphasize the importance of upholding the UN Charter principles, particularly respecting territorial integrity and sovereignty of states, without the existence of double standards in upholding these principles, without violations of international law, and non-compliance with the valid UN Security Council resolutions. Ladies and gentlemen, the Republic of Serbia places great importance on the implementation of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. Gender equality is not just a legal principle in Serbia. It is a constitutional guarantee and foundation of our social order. Serbia is signatory to key international conventions in this field, reinforcing our commitment to the global gender equality standards. Women now hold 38% of parliamentary seats and 36% of leadership positions in Serbia. The country ranks 24th globally for women in ministerial positions, and women play a leading role in our workforce, particularly in professional and technical fields. Women also outnumber men in all educational levels and lead in key academic disciplines. Legislative advancements, gender-responsive budgeting, and dedicated institutions, such as the Ministry of Human and Minority Rights and Social Dialogue, and a separate minister without portfolio responsible for gender equality, demonstrate Serbia's commitment to progress in this area. Mr. President, I also must draw your attention to the dire human rights situation in the autonomous province of Kosovo and Metohija, currently under the UN interim administration. The provincial institutions of self-government in Pristina continue to commit flagrant violations of human rights against the Serbs and other non-Albanians. Ethnically motivated attacks, discrimination, physical violence, and intimidation are widespread in the province. Serbs are deprived of basic human rights, such as food, education, healthcare, employment, and housing. Repressive actions, including forcible detention and eviction campaigns, persist even today. Ethnic displacement continues, with 20% of Serbs forced to leave since 2021, adding to over 200,000 internally displaced since 1999. According to the UNHCR, less than 1.9% of displaced Serbs have managed to return, making Kosovo and Metohija as the region with the lowest return rate of displaced persons globally. This is an unacceptable reality in the 21st century Europe. Despite the UN Security Council Resolution 1244, despite the international presence, the situation continues to deteriorate, as evidenced by the report of the Secretary General on the United Nations Interim Administration Mission in Kosovo of November last year. We call on the UN and key international actors to act decisively and to overcome the current situation, ensuring sustainable return and a dignified life for Serbs and other affected communities in Kosovo and Metohija. Mr. President, Serbia remains committed to strengthening human rights at home, upholding the highest standards with an objective and non-selective approach. We reject any form of politicization while ensuring that human rights remain a national priority. To achieve this, we will enhance national legislation, improve existing human rights mechanisms, and work continuously towards attaining the highest human rights standards. Thank you for your attention.